Let's talk about tonight's theme: what matters most to me, to you, and to all of us as Americans. Freedom. There are people who want you to see our country as a nation divided, us against them. People who want to scare you, who want to control you. People who want you to believe that books are dangerous. Oprah Winfrey strongly criticized Donald Trump after his recent outburst on live TV. Following his reaction, Oprah responded in a powerful and composed manner. What she said surprised many and had a big impact. Her approach was calm and firm. There are people who aim to divide and then conquer. But here's the truth: when we stand together, we cannot be conquered. Oprah Winfrey, the well-known and respected figure who makes everyone feel valued, had enough after Trump's televised behavior. She addressed the situation in the way she's known for, by delivering a powerful message. Her words stood out and drew attention. She also criticized the media coverage on Fox, saying she had seen herself appear multiple times with the same statements, which she found concerning. Let's be honest, when Donald Trump reacts poorly under pressure, his behavior often doesn't reflect calmness. It can appear impulsive and immature. Oprah referred to people who've shared their personal stories about being denied medically necessary procedures. They spoke out so that others wouldn't have to go through the same experiences. If individuals don't have control over their own bodies, and if they can't make choices about when and how to raise children, then the American dream is out of reach. Trump has a long history of reacting strongly to criticism, but Oprah handled the moment with poise. She pointed out that he struggles with criticism and that his reactions seem emotionally immature. What did Oprah do? She didn't shout or argue. She addressed the situation directly and clearly. In complicated times, she emphasized the importance of mature, adult conversations. She welcomed discussion and highlighted that civil debate is vital for democracy. It's part of what makes America strong. Trump didn't take her comments well. His emotional responses can change quickly: calm one moment, upset the next. Some compare it to being overly upset about a small issue, like an ice cream flavor being out of stock. But instead of asking politely, he reacts as if the entire system is against him. Meanwhile, Oprah maintained her calm, giving him a look that said, "Is this really how we're going to handle this?" Trump commented that Oprah used to like him. He recalled her visiting many times and enjoying things like his key lime pie at Mar-a-Lago. But after he announced his presidential run and started promoting strong policies on immigration and borders, their contact faded. What's notable is that Oprah's way of handling people is very different from Trump's. She doesn't make impulsive statements, she speaks with intention. Trump may have expected to be in control of the narrative, but Oprah responded with grace and clarity. At one point, Trump was even asked if he might seek the Reform Party nomination and if he had a running mate in mind. He responded that he hadn't gotten that far yet, and added, "I love Oprah. Oprah would always be my first choice." Oprah, she's your competitor, right? Oprah's competitor? You know what, I'll tell you, she's really a great woman. She's a terrific woman. She's someone very special. In typical Trump fashion, he wasn't going to just let this go. No, this is a man who believes in fighting back, even when he's clearly outmatched. It's like a boxer who gets knocked out but insists on getting back in the ring to take another swing. Except instead of fists, Trump uses odd claims and accusations. His comeback strategy? Keep talking, keep going on rants, and hope that somehow, people forget the absurdity of what he says. But Oprah wasn't about to let that happen. Trump released a book where he published letters he received over the years. One of those letters, yours, is front and center. "I heard about that," Oprah said back in 2000. "You wrote to him. Too bad we're not running for office." What a team. "I think he had written a book and said he wanted me to be his running mate if he ran," Oprah said. "Yes, if he decided to run. And when I heard the letter would be part of a book, I thought, oh, wasn't that nice of me to write?" Now picture Trump, eyes wide, probably blinking more than usual, because, let's be honest, the only time he really looks stressed is when he has to face a tough question. He's off on one of his usual rants, waving his hands like he's trying to shoo away an annoying fly, talking about how unfair things are, how everyone's against him, how no one understands the genius behind his hairstyle. It's like watching a toddler have a meltdown because someone took their toy. Meanwhile, Oprah is sitting calmly. Her poise is like a beacon of serenity in Trump's chaos. She's probably sipping tea, watching him like a cat observing a mouse trying to escape a trap. Then, when Oprah finally speaks, it's like watching someone gently blow over a house of cards. With that iconic smile of hers, she delivers the truth so effortlessly it almost seems cruel. Her words land with the weight of a ton of bricks, leaving Trump wondering if he just walked into a masterclass on humility. She added, "That's what I thought, because I always think, oh, I should write a note when someone does something. So I'm really happy I wrote that note. It just shows you have good manners. But you weren't seriously thinking you and Donald Trump would be a team." "No, I wasn't thinking that." "You want to clarify that?" "I might have thought it back then. I might have thought it 23 years ago. Are you thinking that today?" "No, I'm not." That was the moment Trump did what he does best, panic. He couldn't even process it. He was so shaken by Oprah's calm and honest response that he didn't know how to continue his usual performance. It was like watching a toddler realize they've been outsmarted, not that Trump has ever shown he handles criticism well. If you've followed his career, you know he avoids self-reflection. Whenever things get tough, he doubles down, says something more outrageous, and hopes people forget the last thing he said. But we're a country of people who work hard. We wish others well. We pray for peace. We know the old tricks that are meant to distract us. We've moved past ridiculous tweets, false claims, and distractions. These are complicated times, and they require adults. Oprah isn't someone who forgets. Oprah remembers, and when she does, she makes sure everyone else does too. After her comments, Trump's already fragile ego took a major hit. For someone who likes to portray himself as unshakable, that moment hit hard. Oprah's words had the grace of a dancer and the force of a freight train. You could almost hear the collective gasp as people watched Trump try to make sense of what just happened. For Trump, this was a disaster. Not just a bad moment, it was a reminder that no matter how much he blusters or pretends to be tough, he's not. The truth is, Trump is fragile. He thrives on praise and crumbles under pressure. He wants to be the center of attention, until he actually is, and then he can't handle it. When the spotlight gets real and people challenge him, he folds like a cheap deck of cards. Now there's a certain candidate who says, "If we just vote this one time, we'll never have to do it again." Well, you're looking at a registered independent who's proud to vote again and again and again. Because I'm an American, and that's what Americans do, vote. It's almost tragic. The louder he shouts, the more desperate he seems to convince everyone, and maybe himself, that he's untouchable. But deep down, there's a clear insecurity that shows whenever things don't go his way. When faced with real consequences or any threat to his ego, it's like watching a balloon deflate. All the bravado disappears, and what's left is someone unable to handle pressure. It's not strength, it's fear, disguised as power. And the cracks in that image are becoming harder to ignore. But this meltdown wasn't just a personal failure for Trump, it was a public one. The kind of moment that makes you wonder how anyone could still think he's suitable for any office, especially the highest one, isn't just about someone throwing a tantrum on camera. It's about a person who's spent his career trying to appear larger than life. Oprah, however, saw through it. She didn't just stand by, she revealed him for what he really is, an insecure, egotistical man acting out. Some people want you to believe that books are dangerous, while assault rifles are safe. That there's a right way to worship, and a wrong way to love. They try to divide us so they can take control, but here's the truth, when we stand together, we cannot be conquered. Oprah's calm and steady response to Trump's outburst was like pressing a reset button in the middle of chaos, a moment of clarity in the noise. While Trump tried to shake her composure, Oprah held her ground with grace, turning the moment into a lesson in poise under pressure. His tirade didn't unsettle her. Instead, Oprah took control, guiding the conversation back to what really mattered, the people fighting to keep us from returning to a time of fear, shame, and despair. They're the new champions of freedom. And make no mistake, they represent the best of what America stands for. Oprah's strength wasn't just in staying calm, it was in standing firm against manipulation. She knew exactly what she was doing. As Trump raised his voice and tried to dominate the room, Oprah remained steady, bringing the focus back to the issues that count. Despite all his noise, Trump's ego was as fragile as ever, easily shaken by someone who refused to play along. His reactions were predictable, and his ability to deal with pressure was practically non-existent. Oprah proved that while Trump might try to control the story through chaos, it's composure, grace, and quiet confidence that truly lead. There's a candidate claiming that if we vote just once more, we'll never need to vote again. But here's the reality. I'm a registered independent, and I'm proud to vote again and again, because that's what Americans do. Oprah, unfazed, never had to raise her voice. While Trump searched for anything that could stick, she stayed composed and articulate. Each word she spoke was calm and deliberate, cutting through his attempts to provoke her. She didn't break under pressure, she rose above it. And Trump had to learn that the hard way. His loud antics consistently fall short when met with someone who won't join in the drama. It's easy to get caught up in the noise of his statements and accusations, but Oprah has already shown that real power lies in staying grounded. Trump's outbursts are distractions, calls for attention. Oprah knows how to handle that. She doesn't lower herself. She rises above, and in that space of calm and clarity, she wins. Using Twitter, President Trump responded to Oprah's roundtable discussion.